Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. As we're getting to our second series here today, the debut day of the Summit 2, presented, of course, by Beyond the Summit and G2A.com. I am Dakota, also known, of course, as Coddle Guy, and for this one, I will be going solo. K-Pop has stepped out. He needs to get some work done, and he was just being a nice guy and giving me company in the first game. But it's going to be me all by my lonesome, and I'm okay with that. I'm a big advocate of my American Dota, and I am relatively familiar with both of these teams, having casted them through and various of these players in NEL, Canada Cup, the Amateur Dota League, and what have you. And overall, just going to be a solid time and fantastic stuff. So buckle your seatbelts, kids. We're going to have a good one here as we get underway. Remember that this is going to be, of course, a best of 3 series as they play through this qualifier. The winner's going to move on and face Root Gaming, who have already had a bye, as it's going to be 10 teams here who make their way through the bracket. They're looking for 2 spots here for the online stage of the Summit. So battling their way through, ultimately reaching the top goal, of course, to try to get to the LAN event, which is going to be hosted here at the BTS house. So it's going to be some exciting stuff. And, well, let's go ahead and talk about the draft at hand. We got a Lycan first pick. Haven't seen this guy first pick in quite a while. It's normally just ignored or just, you know, not even acknowledged altogether. He was the man. He was the top pick, top ban in 6.81. But as things shift around and heroes do get adjustments, and Lycan did receive a few nerfs here and there, teams have decided that they may not favor him as much as they used to. Just talking about those certain specific nerfs, of course, one of the biggest ones is his base attack was adjusted in that shapeshift form. But it's also been altered in different ways. The channeling time has now been put in, as you see transform time right there, 1.5 seconds. That could be a big deal. You got to remember, Lycan was known for just kind of doing those bit of side pushes in the side lanes, of course. And normally, as you see the TPs come in, you'd promptly pop off this ultimate and just get the hell out of there. But now with the transform time, that can leave a little bit of an opportunity for an opponent team to TP in and be able to maybe blink and catch up with you. But they also adjusted his move speed, 650. This guy is a freaking race car with the way he can run away from potential dangers. So in the hands of no Earthspirit, we'll see what they decide to do, probably building into your standard Vlads, maybe Medallion, then the Necro book, just really trying to be a strong pushing force in those side lanes. Adding on top of that, your Nature's Prophet with those Treants, man, they're already working with some serious pushing power right here when they with their 1-2 pick. No supports just yet. They're just kind of putting their strategy out there on the field right off the bat. And for Tengen, they're going to look to bounce back, and they pick 2 of these guys. I like to call them the Bash Brothers, if you will. Centaur, Warrunner, and Earthshaker. Earthshaker, I like this pickup in this kind of matchup. You're already going to be knowing you're going against the heavy army of Lycan, plus his Wolves, and plus his potential Necro book. Put on top of that your Nature's Prophet, Treants. Maybe he'll get a Necro book, and, well, you're setting the stage for a very, very big Echo Slam. And, of course, Centaur can hold his own very, very nicely in the off lane. We saw some great play from him. I believe it was last night in the WCA 2014. Ugh. Sorry, just saying the name of that tournament gives me shivers. If you don't know what I'm talking about, well, maybe it's for the better. Anyways, you know, he can hold his own in the lane, get his boots, maybe get a stout shield. He can take a lot of punishment but still be able to find the farm. Build up, hopefully get that early blink dagger, that early mobility, and really be a true initiator for his team. And also that global presence of the Stampede is just fantastic to have. And look at this. Somehow Skywrath Mage, I've never seen this hero make it this far through the draft. Normally this is like almost like first ban, first pick material. Definitely not getting past the first wave of bans or picks. But actually third grab here. I think Tengen definitely made out with this one and getting a hold of him. This guy's quickly turning into a platinum tier support. He really began to shine into his own, starting with the TI4 qualifiers, and in the hands of teams like your Liquid. Is it Liquid? I feel like I'm blowing my mind right now. Yeah, it was Liquid. Bulba, specifically. I'm thinking of his new team, but he played the hero very, very well, and a lot of other teams did as well. Just the low mana cost, but the high damage of Arcane Bolt can zone anyone back in a lane. So imagine putting him in a lane against the Nature's Prophet. Nature's is going to have a hard time. He doesn't really handle a lot of punishment well, but he's going to be constantly zoned back. To Nature's Prophet's benefit, though, he can forfeit the lane, go to the jungle, and find the farm there. But Skywrath Mage also works very nicely as far as zoning it about. He's got a great silence that can shut down the likes of your Witch Doctors. A lot of teams favor picking this up against a Brew. They already banned out the Brew, but you know, had they known they were probably going to pick a Skywrath Mage, I don't think they would have minded the Brew too much. But they're going to ban it out, and they grab the Skywrath Mage, plus your Heavy Burst Mystic Flare. Ideally, you'd like to put him together with some sort of lockdown. If you're able to get a hold of a Faceless Void, which is still in the pool, given they already have an offlaner, I don't think that could be the case, though they could use him as a Safe Flame Farmer. You know, you lock him in place and you burst him down. Also, we've seen that done with Legion Commanders. Legion Commander, though, already going to be banned out in this one.
5 seconds
but yeah,
remaining.
then Invoker going to be grabbed up, and I believe it wasn't that long ago. Someone was just questioning in the chat how valuable Invoker is in this patch, and I have to say, in the right hands, he can be very valuable. Mostly, it's going to be your Quas Exort Invoker dealing with your Forward Spirits, and Sunstrike Global Presence works very good. You know, given he has the right setup, some teams like to favor something like a Shadow Demon to add a little extra flair. I mean, this works if you still get a Faceless Void on your team. If they want to go with a carry Faceless Void, the Chronosphere sets up for an easy Sunstrike follow-up and, of course, everything else. But, you know, having these two on your team, he can't really do a whole lot as far as getting into that bubble. So it would be a bit too much as far as melee. No Earthspirit, look at them fire back. They get a hold of a Witch Doctor without the Faceless Void. Also a Visage and a Pugna. Now, Pugna adds also huge pushing power on top of your Nature's Prophet and your Lycan. Plus you have Witch Doctor, who's one of the best supports as far as pushing. He gets great sustain with your Voodoo Restoration, healing everything in your army. And now a Visage as well with your Familiar Birds and adding... Oh, man, this is a flat-out death ball of a push that no Earthspirit are dealing with here. And, you know, I'm really curious to see how Tengen are going to try to go with their wave clearing. They're going to need a lot of it to really make it work. And there's your wave clearing hero right there. You're going to be your Ember Spirit. So nice counterback grab. But also to note, Pugna with that ward is going to be very scary for Skywrath Mage. If he commits a bad Mystic Flare at the wrong time, oh boy, Goofy, as it looks like he'll be playing the hero, is going to be getting zapped right in the mouth and quickly blown the hell up because Skywrath Mage is already weak enough as it is. And well, there's going to be your draft, folks. Remember, this is game number 1. No Earthspirit going against Tengen Gaming, two teams that are relatively unknown, of course, to your popular primary pickups of your North American scene, like your, you know, EGs, like your Sneaky Nyx Assassins and what have you. But these guys are looking on the up and up right now. They both have been putting in the work. They've been playing regionally across, you know, in your qualifiers for like We Play, playing in CEVO, the early parts of Canada Cup, joined Dota League. These guys are no strangers to playing as a team and having good chemistry. So, you know, do not count them out as far as top-notch performance. But, you know, then again, who knows? I could be jinxing them altogether. I am cursed after all. But here we go. Game is going to begin and go underway. We're going to hop into it here, and I'll go ahead and begin off your introductions with your Radiant side, who won the coin flip and got first pick, and they used that first pick, grabbing that Centaur. It's going to be Team Tengen. Leading out the charge here in your upper off lane, as it looks like they look to migrate as a group. It's Noob. He's playing your Invoker. Noobs Are Us is going to be playing your Ember Spirit. Noobs Are Us is a prominent Tinker player, but of course Tinker receiving the huge nerf hammer has forced him to move on to other devices, and it looks like Ember Spirit's going to be his grab. To Nurla, guy who's carried me in many a game, is going to be playing Earthshaker, and this guy can play a mean Earthshaker, let me tell you. I know from first-hand experience. Goofy is going to be your Skywrath Mage, and of course that is going to leave Railgun, your team captain, playing your Centaur. Now they're smoked up, congregating through the jungle. They would love to get a sweet pick off here. They want first blood, and they want to strike right away. They place an early sentry ward to block out the side pull camp, but look at this. Here's Lag, and there's Goody. Going to be caught out. I haven't introduced the team yet, but they're going to get first blood potentially here. They get a very nice Searing Change that catches on him, but they can't quite get around. A fissure placement that can be a bit questionable there from Nurla. Kind of nurse them from moving on forward, so they cannot get the first blood they were hoping for, and they're going to be forced to pull back. Finishing out your introductions on your Dire side, we have Ban Earthspirit. This is a team that has been playing together for such a long time, since I started casting about a year ago at least, probably even further than that. We got Glacius, who's playing your Visage. Just nearby, we got Goody, also known as Thanasoyon, playing your Lycanthrope. I want to say I know who this is, but unfortunately I might have to call him either just Witch Doctor or A. Going to be playing your support Witch Doctor. On the other side of things, in the mid lane, it's going to be Pugna, played by 3.14, or Pi, I guess, LLO. I'm not too sure about that one either. But Pugna in the mid lane, going to be going toe-to-toe with your Ember Spirit, and that leaves your off lane, played by none other than Mr. CSO. So he's going to attempt not to get zoned back too hard. It's going to be a safe flame farming Invoker, but here comes that Skywrath Mage, and, well, I would wager that the, oh no, he actually leveled up a Concussive Shot, really hoping to get something going with that first blood in the top lane. He'll probably push forward, get that level 2, get that Arcane Bolt, and then begin to really add the pressure in that off lane. So game is on here. As for Earthspirit, the strategy is very, very transparent. They want to push, and they want to push the hell out of this Tengen team. Take towers, take objectives, and not allow any sort of late game potential from your Ember Spear. And here comes your early zoning potential from Railgun. He opted for the Stout Shield first pickup instead of boots, but still, that's able to help him take that bit of punishment and pull on back. Pretty hefty dive here from Noobs R Us here, trying to zone back your Pugna. And yeah, for bottom lane, it's Nature's Prophet. He's going to hold it here for now, not looking to opt for the jungle just yet. And Nurla is going to be in charge of getting the pull camps and making it go because they haven't blocked it out. He has full range of the jungle to work with down here, and Skywrath Mage does get his level 2. So, and with that said, mid lane they're doing more harassment here. Pulls out the blast, but Noobs R Us putting it on thick right now. He needs one more auto attack. Oh, and he gets it done. Ban Earth with no Sprout available cannot hold Noobs R Us in place, and it is Team Tengen who strike first. Pugna will fall, and Noobs R Us happy to inherit the extra bit of gold right there. And it was convenient for CSO. He was apparently rotating towards the jungle after leaving that bottom lane, and just it was convenient that they were making a jump on the mid lane. So he'll just kind of occupy the mid lane for now, and then it looks like he'll head towards the bottom and grab that bounty rune. Top rune, or top lane rather, they're still zoning back Railgun here. They don't want him to get anything going, and he's only got 1 CS, but that's expected when you're going against this kind of a tri-lane. He's just going to take what he can, hope that the creeps will come back in his favor. They already blocked out the pull camp, so they can't really control the creep equilibrium, as they like to say, and really prevent him from getting much else. So Nature's Prophet doesn't go to the jungle. He comes back into his lane, and he already eats an Arcane Bolt right there. The Bolt Sandwich, as he doesn't want to move in and find any farm. This opens up a lot of space here for Rhea Noob on your Invoker to farm up. 14 and 7 CS for him. He already goes for Exor. 2 levels in it, actually, so not your Quas Wex, which I probably have seen only 1 time in this patch. It might not have been in this patch. It might have been just in recent history, because it's been quite a while. And Rhea Noob Noobs R Us once more. Jumping on in. Nice Searing Chain. Zones him back. Fisher to follow, and very nice takedown right there as they get Pugna again, but at the same exact time, it's CSO who moves on in and takes down that courier. And that courier might have been holding a precious cargo right there. I actually didn't catch it right there. No, bottle is in hand for Noobs R Us, but oh, they ping him out. They know he's hiding in the woods right here. He does not have TP. They actually don't see him. Yeah, they found him. Hey, you son of a bitch. How dare you take our courier? Sunstrike the Fly catches the mark. This is an inevitable doom. They're allowing Noobs R Us to hopefully take in the last hit, but there they go. They get it. Just like that, Noobs R Us off to a fantastic early game. A killing spree for him on this Ember Spirit. Puts Tengen well on the head at the start of this one. And only being slightly crippled by losing that courier. But I imagine with all this wealth of farm and XP, he's not going to be hindered too much. Top lane's going to be the bounty rune at the 4-minute mark. On bottom, it's also being protected out from your Visage. It's an Invis rune. And it doesn't look like Pugna wants to grab it. Instead, he'll opt to pick it up himself. But Pugna's going to need some help here. We're going to need some rotations. We're going to need some ganks. And some way to get back into this game. Definitely taking down this Ember, getting a hold of that bounty would be a big promising start. But he is working on a very nice early set of gold. 1K already available. Probably some cargo on that courier. It's my fault again for not catching it, but Visage now using that Invis. Sees Goofy here, who is getting the pull camps happening, but really not pulling the trigger on any sort of action, and still continuous farm for Rianu. But as far as CS goes, it's all about Goody. Goody is definitely like the MVP of his team. I don't mean to call out all of his other members, but he has been a prominent force. He's been playing the NEL for a long time. He's been playing competitively for quite a while. And he really knows his stuff. And he really knows how to farm and carry up his team. And he's trying to do it right now as a Lycan. But meanwhile, they're hunting through the jungle. They're looking to get a hold of this Witch Doctor. They slash him down right now. Railgun gets stunned. The cask is currently bouncing all on Nurla. And there's your burst. Sunstrike from across the globe. It's Rianoob to pick up the kill. And they would love to get a hold of Railgun right here. Retreating out with the boots. He's even going to TP slightly forward to get him. He'll need a few more right clicks. Jump back. Sprout catches him in place. Hoof stomp. He's not pulling it out. Didn't want to do the hoof stomp. I'm not too sure why. Maybe the cooldown difference was a bit weird right there, but not going to get it. And, well, Ban Earth get themselves on the board on the back of that one. And it was Nature's Prophet, yeah, who does get the kill there on your Centaur War Runner. So Centaur does fall. He's 4-0 CS, but he does get involved in and a kill or two. And that does help him bring it back. So very nice grab. Noob, as before, does get the Sunstrike out. He has only a null. Imagine this is his Radiance on the way. And it is. This is 6 minutes. I was just going to criticize them for not having a Flying Courier, and there it is going to be complete. So your Midas is going to be en route. This is probably a phase boots as well complete, and a bracer that I would imagine is going to be going towards Noobs R Us in the mid lane. So that precious cargo finally going to get to the mark it's destined. But yeah, look at this. Oh no, it's not phase boots for Noob. It's a phase boot setup for Noobs R Us. So now he's going to benefit from the extra damage, and potentially looking to build forward into those drums. So nice start for him. Pugna's 22-11 though, so he's not too far behind as far as CS terms for Noobs, but Noobs getting all those kills puts him well in the head in this mid lane, and creeping on in here in top lane. Nurla looking to find the pincer out there with the fissure, catches him on the wrong side, but still they're hoping to burst him down. Sunstrike the fall, does get it. Nice synergy coming out again from Tengen, does get the kill, and well, Goody potentially trying to make a move. Oh, here we go. Rotations in, Railgun gets sprouted up. They need more right clicks. That wand is only going to help temporarily, but not going to be enough, as they do manage to take down Railgun once more. But still, a nice trade for Tengen in the end, as I do believe, yeah, it was Nature's Prophet who did also get the kill. Ideally, you'd like the Lycan to grab that one, but not going to be the case. And here we go, a level 8 at 7 minutes. Noobs R Us rotating in. He's going to go into 3, though. He's got to be careful with this. But if he finds the right commitment, he can maybe make it go. Flame Guard going to pop up. He does eat the stun. The Wolves are there as well. Remnant forward. Looking to go. Sleight of Fist potentially to fly out. Sunstrike. And that Witch Doctor getting bursted down. Goody. Very low as well. Double takedown right now. Dominating streak for Noobs R Us. And the Nature's Prophet to fall. This is getting ugly real quick. Double kill. Triple kill coming out. Noobs R Us off to a very nice head start for his team. Fissure to fly out. This could be 4 down all day if they get a hold of this Pugna, who rotated in and immediately might regret his decision. Look at this life drain, though. Life drain sustained. Oh! Cheeky plays here. The drain holds him up in the meantime. Noobs ends up falling from the tower, and so does Nurla. Ooh, bit of an iffy exchange there at the end, though. I'd have to imagine still very, very promising for the Ember Spirit at the end of that one. He has 1.1k when it's all said and done, and well, look at that. It is 5 for 3 at the end. And the exchange of only the shapeshift used, but a huge gold swing and XP swing. Still in favor of Tengen. Van would love to be able to get more out of this, though, as they push on forward using their full army setup right now. And look at how quick he got that Necro Book. Uh-oh, silence. Arcane Bolt. And look at who comes in from behind. It's Witch Doctor. Gets out a nice cast, but Railgun's right there and slashes down your Witch Doctor. Very nice grab. Skywrath lives, hustling away from your Necro Book. Oh, the Sunstrike. I catch it at the end. It gets down the Lycan on the way out. Noob, a man who's been not involved personally in any of these fights, has got a killing spree based on Sunstrikes alone. He is putting in the hours right now. Now approaching 1.8k. This is a very farmed Tengen squad. Oh, the fissure block coming in from Nurla in the north. Noobs R Us happy to go toe-to-toe. Slide of fist. One more slash gets it done. Noobs R Us cleans up another. Backs on out. 14-5 your score. Tengen putting on a clinic early on in this one, and Earthspirit just not feeling very comfortable. Early game, they have a significant death ball push kind of a strat, but the pick-off power, the rotations, the global presence that's been coming out from Noob has been proven to be very difficult for him. Glacius on this Visage hasn't been able to get a whole lot going for himself or his team. He does have the birds, though, trying to zone him back. But all but a valiant effort here as Noobs R Us continues to farm. Drum now complete and another 1,200 gold available. This is going to be a nice early start. If he does want to get a hold of the early makings of a Battle Fury, bringing out that cleave power would prove a nice tool to have when going against your Nature's Prophet. Oh, bottom lane, a tip for the rune, Mystic Flare, but that life drain right there, going to town on Skywrath Mage, and will bully him back. And remember, Pugner did receive a bit of a change here on his ultimate. You can now use the life drain not only on your enemy, but on your ally, sacrificing a bit of your own life to kind of sustain and help out an ally in need, whether it be your Lycan, whether it be your, what have you. They try to push on forward. They would love to be able to start taking more objectives. They had gotten that tier 1 in the top lane, but at the expense of losing a lot of lives and a lot of comrades in battle. Probably not what they ideally wanted here. It's a bit of a shaky start for him, 14-5. Early makings of this network graph, not as significant as you'd come to expect, but that's probably because it was Banner Spirit who did take the first tower, so that did help them out quite a bit. Same with XP, though, well in the favor of Tengen because of all those kills. So strong start for them. Noobs Are Us. There is your early makings of your Battle Fury with the broadsword already complete. Touching base with Rhea Noob here. Well, he goes Boots of Travel. He's got all the extra gold. Why the hell not, right? Maybe some other invokers, they would go for the early Force Staff, maybe Necro Book, but he's making it work right now. He would love to just have the extra mobility, and he Midas is up right there. And, you know, I knew it was happening on the mini-map, but I don't think it was going to be that quick and dramatic. It's Noobs Are Us who once again punishes. And again, from the back end, I cannot keep up with the fights that are happening right now. What the hell, folks? I jumped to the mid, I missed something bottom. I jumped to the bottom, I missed something mid. Team Tengen are making me really sweat it out with this camera right now. I guess this is a perfect opportunity to remind you folks, for $9.99 you can get the ticket and you can control the camera yourself inside the client. You also get a sweet Husky Courier.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
So the first tower does fall for Team Tengen on the back of all these sweet kills and propels them ahead 17-6. That net worth now going up that much further past the 3K mark. Noobs Are Us bullying forward closer. He's got 10-1 at 12 minutes in. This is probably one of the better Earthspirit performances you could ask for in these kind of games, and he's really making it work. A nearby Witch Doctor and Viz trying to scout it out, and he's not level 6, but maybe hoping they can try to lock him down. It's just Glacius. These two supports would not favor too well in a fight if they try to take it, but here we go. Invoker moves in using the extra power of these Forge Spirits. They're already putting out some hefty right-click right here on this tower. And Noobs Are Us happy to go from behind. Gets the Searing Chains here. Oh, they try to time it out with the stun, but he quickly remnants away from that one and plays it very safe with that safety net to get it back out. And here we go. I guess desperate times call for desperate measures as Banner Spirit really trying to take advantage of getting this Lycan. He only has Necro. Didn't opt for the Vlad's build early on. Instead, just taking advantage of these extra bit of creeps to move on to the Roche Pit and take it to it. And, well, they are getting it done. It's going to be about half-life, and it does not look like Tengen know this is happening. They do have Sunstrike if they want to try to scout it out, but that's not going to be the case. Meanwhile, mid lane, they're making it go. Noobs Are Us does swiftly pull out from that heavy assault. Fisher return going to catch out your Witch Doctor, but they are not going to pull the trigger on making anything happen. For Nurla here on your Earthshaker, he's been doing a great job trying to isolate with these fissures, but ideally would love to be building forward towards that Blink Dagger. And there's your Roshan takedown, as expected from Banner Spirit, and that's going to be a free Aegis in the pocket of Goody, your Phanasoyon Lycanthrope here. Now he does get a hold of some boots, gets a hold of Bassi, and this is going to be a Vlad's as he moves on forward. So no Blink Dagger there for the Earthspirit yet, but does Railgun complete his Blink Dagger. So that extra bit of initiation is going to help catching out anyone trying to do any sort of side split pushing action here, as Goofy is going to fly away from these wolves. They were not nerfed at all in this recent patch. They are just as annoying as ever. And let me tell you, as a support player, those wolves are a huge pain in the ass. Moves on up confidently, puts down a ward, and, you know, with the ping like that, they know that the ward's there. So he kind of just gives that ward away as a freebie if they want to get a sentry and deny it. And Skywrath Mage, as I said in the draft, what the hell is this courier doing? Whoa, 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 whoa. Careful, careful with that thing. It's trying to make a beeline trip down to the Invoker, but they can't just get reckless like that. He almost fell, and it is a Yule's on the way to that Invoker. That would have been rough if he got a hold of that one. But does sweep on through. But, yeah, what I was talking about is, you know, Skywrath Mage, he's got to be careful about hitting the R-Hammer because with that ward on the enemy team, and he has 2 levels in it, that can still do some pretty big damage.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And bottom now. Pressure on Rhea Noob. They get out a stun. He's potentially by his lonesome, but here comes Railgun shuffling in with your Stampede, jump in, slam. Not going to be enough to bring down the supports. He ends up falling here. Rhea Noob pulls out the Ghost Walk to get away, and Nurla also steps in, but he has no mana. Gets quickly drained of all of his mana and cannot Echo Slam. And no vision provided by that Necro Book. And Goody, a man who can definitely carry his team, pulls out a very nice triple kill. Cleans house. and wallows away. Very low life. Almost gets caught out from that Mystic Flare, but this is a big return for Ban Earthspirit. They pick up 3 kills. They pick up a Tier 1 tower. Look at the dip. Goes from 5K. That's going to be cut right in half right now. Is Lycanthrope trying to bring this game back, but at the same time, Noobs R Us still farming up on this Ember Spirit. He's got that Battle Fury now complete. And Tengen cannot feel overconfident in this match. Cannot count out this Lycanthrope.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Witch Doctor, now level 7. Going with what they knew that ward was there, and they quickly deny it. No surprises, but opting to be the ward bitch. That's fine. All he really needs to worry about is leveling up that cask and then building up that restoration for a little extra sustain in these fights. Those Necrobooks, those Wolves, those Treants, if they can take a few more bits of damage, they would really add a lot. Now that Vlad's at on top, there's a lot of potent potential on your big pushing power coming out from Ban Earthspirit, and that's scary. If they come out on top in some of these fights, they will quickly sweep through your base and your towers. So be careful of that one. 18 to 19 as far as kills go. Noobs R Us still farming by his lonesome up here in the top lane, building forward. Could be considering a crit come up next, maybe a secondary Battle Fury, but they got to be pressured here in the mid. They do pull out the fortification. You got a glyph or ticket, folks. And at the end right there, it's Pugna who gets the blast down and takes it apart. And here we go, potential fight to break out. Necrobook's going to be out by the Folsom here, and it's Noobs R Us trying to target out your goody Lycanthrope, but they can't get him down. And instead, they end up trading 2-0 here as he cleans up with that Necrobook. A double kill. Oh, man. Another 3-man takedown here for Ban Earthspirit. Rough start for them, but their formulated game plan proven to be very nice. Noobs R Us trying to wither him down with the Sleight of Fist, but he has no more mana to work with. It gets all expended right there, and they continue to move on forward, going right for the Tier 2 now. Oh, man, this is looking really good for Ban Earth. This Tier 2 is going to fall. This is back-to-back takedowns. That graph is dipping right back in their favor.
Middle tower has fallen.
Quickly, the game plan that Ban Earthspirit put together starting to come online here. And things are going to get very, very scary here for Team Tengen. As they're going to have to try to find a way to battle back. Their wave clearing potential is pretty much all in the Noobs R Us basket. I mean, put that together with your Earthspirit, or Earthshaker rather, who is still trying to put together a Blink Dagger. Nurla is falling on troubled times right here, finding the farm for himself to get that Blink to be able to initiate in and slam down a really good Echo Slam.
Middle tower is under attack.
And your Aegis is not even going to be used there in that recent engagement. It will be expired. Phantasoy on. Pushing towards 2K gold.
Dire's middle tower has been denied.
Your Tier 1 in the mid lane is going to fall in the hands of Tengen right there, and they do pull back. They can't bring out a huge defense on the side of Ban Earth, but that's fine. They know that the objectives they want to do can be completed in due time, and the longer that this Lycanthrope gets to farm up, the scarier he becomes here. And once he builds up a BKB, oh man. Things are going to get real rough. It doesn't look like he's building for it just yet. He's got the chainmail grab. Is he going to be the mech holder for his team? No, their mech already complete on your Pugna. Is this going to be a Crimson Guard? I'm not too sure. Oh, Medallion. What am I thinking? A later Medallion than you normally see out of your Lycanthropes, but I imagine he's going to finish out that Medallion, then move on to your BKBs. And that is going to be really rough. He can just kind of move into these fights. It's very apparent he knows what he's doing with his Wolves, with his Necrobook, and he can just kind of go to town, putting the team on his Wolf back and trying to take it home. And for Team Tengen, they're going to have to quickly find the answer, whether it's constantly pressuring the other 4 of Ban Earthspirit or maybe trying to catch out Goody and taking him down himself. But they smoke up for now. They're looking to go on the offensive. They had been on the defensive for quite a while, only taking certain fights that they know they'd be able to come on tout of. And Riandoob is up here in the top. Oh, these Wolves are going to... Oh, boy, this is close. If he gets caught out, it's going to be rough. He does have a TP with those boots of travel and his self-heals, but he does use the TP there. Does not get scouted. Promptly pulls back all the way into the base. And It looks like he was trying to add pressure, doing what you do as an Invoker with those forward spirits, pushing there on the side. Noobs R Us also doing his own pushing power on the side here. 2.5K for him. He does have plenty of farm to work with, but it's going to take a lot. You know, you got to get to that pinnacle point where you got to, you know, a couple of Battle Furies, a couple of DPS items to really be able to slash apart and take down some of the weaker backdrop of Ban Earthspirit here. You know, still not even 800 life here on your Witch Doctor. He could be hit pretty hard by your Sleight of Fist. Only 1K on Pugna. Visage has built up a nice amount of life because he's building towards that Agnum Scepter, but things can get scary rather. Oh, it's not going to be a Medallion. He's going right for an AC. He really wants to be able to punish them, building up the extra bit of armor and really trying to take it to the siege power that they can have. So Medallion could be done on Visage instead, but it looks like he's going to bulldoze forward into a Agnum's. Here you go, man. Look at the Familiars go to town. Railgun trying to slow the roll of these creeps. Gets stunned out by the Familiar, and they're just zoned completely back as far as their defense troops, and they lose their tier 2. But for Tengen, trying to give Ban Earthspirit a taste of their own medicine as they do side push themselves. Noobs R Us throws out the Remnant to be able to get away from this one. Searing Change does land. He gets decrepified and will be able to pull back if needed. He also does have a TP if getting caught out, but he is flirting with death right here as he wants to continue to add pressure. Another Sleight of Fist. Big damage. Okay, followed up with a Sunstrike. He takes down one. Would love to take down two here, and he gets it done. Mega kill streak right now for Noobs R Us. Knowing the right time to be able to commit. Doesn't see the defensives coming in. And Ban Earthspirit will lose a couple of allies. Goody instead opts back in continuation of farm. Would love to finish out that AC. And we are going to have a pause. Looks like a Visage disconnect, so we're going to have to wait a moment here for him to return back and into this one as we wait to go underway. Really hard to tell how this game is going to go. At one point, it was a dramatic early head start for Team Tengen, with Noobs R Us getting a fantastic set of kills in that mid lane, pushing up to, what, 10-1 at like the 15-12 minute mark. Very impressive for an Ember Spirit, but you know, then quickly it became apparent that this Lycanthrope was nothing to scoff at. Building up a wealth of farm himself, had a very early Necro Book, got a hold of the tier 1 in the top lane relatively early, and then moved himself into that Roche Pit with the benefit of his Nature's Prophet ally. They got a hold of Aegis promptly so. They took back-to-back team fights, and now he's reaping in the benefits, building in that farm, trying to finish one of those crucial core items, but not opting for the BKB just yet. So if Earthshaker can complete out this Blink Dagger, which he's finally getting a little close to. He's at 1,800, nearly 1,900 gold. And remember, Blink was boosted up another 100 gold to 2,250. Once he does get a hold of that, things could get scary. If he finds the right window to jump through and slam down an Echo, you know, Lycan could be eating the full brunt force of that. And, you know, Noobs R Us, his Searing Change is going to work. Skywrath Mage, if they do get the jump on Goody before he can shapeshift, and remind you, there is a duration, or a time rather, for Transform. 1.5 seconds is enough time for a Skywrath Mage to get off an Ancient Seal, and they could catch up and try to take him apart. Centaur, we already talked about how he has his Blink Dagger complete, now has a Staff of Wizardry, more than likely building for a 4 staff for a little extra mobility, a little extra assistance to trying to kite about this Lycanthrope or any potential trouble that could be coming their way. But with Ban Earthspirit back in the game, I would imagine we are hopefully going soon. Thanks everyone for coming by and hanging out. We're live over right now on twitch.tv/BeyondTheSummit3. Remember, you can get that ticket in the store, $9.99 if you want to watch with me in Dota TV. Get those item drops. Really appreciate it. A portion of the ticket sales and the compendium will also go towards the prize pool for the players. So show your support there. Compendium, I know, is not out yet. It's set to be out soon, TM, but ideally will be out before the main online event. And we get back underway here as Banner Spirit looking to push out this bottom lane. Noob is lingering on the sidelines here. He has a wealth of gold I never noticed. Ooh, meteor fall. That Visage is like, what the hell was that? Where'd that meatball come from? He just throws it down and steps back, hoping to slow down the creep wave, but he did mistime that one and didn't quite catch the creep wave. So Banner Spirit, they want to get something going here on the bottom lane. They formulate everyone together. The only one not there is Nature's Prophet, but of course with that teleportation, he should be able to be there promptly. So he doesn't have the biggest amount of farm. He did go with the Null Talisman Blade Mail build, but he's getting very, very close to that Orchid completed. And for Tengen, they do make a rotation here to the bottom. They're looking to defend it out, and they have a smoke up right now. Nurla has the Blink Dagger complete. Big deal here. This could be a big game changer if they want. They're hustling on through. They're trying to catch up with anyone. The Visage is well in the head. They don't have the vision to scout it out, but there they do. A jump-in Fissure catches out on Visage, but man, they get slowed down from the birds, and they're really committed for this one, and they get it. Jump in from Railgun, stuns them in place, but it's Skywrath Mage who gets the last hit in. And they're 21-12 now as they lose their support, but Banner Spirit don't lose much more than that. They find the right time to pull back. They don't see Tengen anywhere on the mini-map, and instead they opt to step back and complete their farming processes. They want Lycan to complete out this AC. Nature's Prophet does finish out that Orchid now. You know, Pugna looks like he's building forward. I'm not sure if this is going to be an Agnum's grab or a BKB. You know, if he does BKB, he can get a full duration life drain off, which would be pretty big for him. Not something that always deserves your full attention in these team fights, as I'm sure they're going to want to hopefully punish the Lycan. And there's a BKB now also complete on your Invoker. So this works good. Those casks, those Orchids, of course those Visage stuns, proven to be much more difficult now on the back of this BKB. I noticed that I'm probably missaying Earthspirit a lot. Not only because it's the team Banner Spirit and they have an Earthshaker on the team, and I play a lot Earthspirit, just the ES team. As they scavenge on forward and down here, it's about time to do Roche, though. Roche is back up, and Banner Spirit scouted out. But they need to find the right time to do it. They hand away. See, look at that. They're already scouted out. They're going to see that no one's there. They use the Sunstrike, but instead they're hunting through the woods. Oh, no. Nurla uses the Stampede to try to get away from this one. Life Drain. Lingering. Big Slam does hold him back with that Fissure. Oh, but the right click coming in from Nature's Prophet. Prompt TP does secure them the kill on your Earthshaker. And now Noobs Are Us, left to his own devices, trying to keep them back. But meanwhile, a small split push is happening up here in the top lane. Noob leading out the front with those Forged Spirits. Obviously having a TP, but no TP here for Centaur. Meanwhile, they get distracted. It's Noobs Are Us who does manage to clean out that Visage. Sunstrike to fly out. Banner Spirit are trying to get cheeky here and move on to the Roche Pit, but look at that. Noobs Are Us cleans up another support. That Witch Doctor falls. Skywrath in return. He gets caught out with a Sprout here and an Orchid. Life Drain, Slide of Fist. He's got to get away from this one, and he can't. That's a big takedown and a big bounty. That goes in favor of Banner Spirit. And also the Roche takedown. That's pretty much all they need for this one. The Aegis goes right back towards Lycan as he moves back towards the bottom. That AC has got to be near complete at this point. Yeah, he's got the Hyperstone already on the Courier and enough for the recipe. It's done if he wants to grab it. And now they're pushing forward. They'd love to take out this. This will move all outer towers on the side of Team Tengen, and it looks like it will be. They're still waiting for backdoor protection. There the creeps come in, and they get it with ease. Banner Spirit, after that big primary pickoff, grabbing out Noobs Are Us on the Ember there, lingering around a little too long by that Roche Pit. They make him pay, and without a BKB on Ember, he is going to get isolated real quick. He actually goes for 2 Battle Furies, and Pugna does go for the Agnum Scepter. So that Life Drain, increased range, and the 0 cooldown. And remember, he can use that on allies. So if he builds up a bit of HP for himself, he can really keep this Lycan alive in these fights. Given that Lycan's kind of a hard person to really assist, he moves around so freaking quick. But another shift of net worth here, as you can see, as it drops right back towards Banner Spirit. And XP still in favor of Tengen. their team fight hasn't really been coming together thus far on the back of hopefully a big Echo Slam and a big lead-in from Centaur. They've been more spread thin, trying to deal with the big push power that we've come to expect on this draft that Banner Spirit has thrown together, and they're trying to counter back with Rianoob split pushing it out on the side. He's got 3K. Rianoob has been building in a tremendous farm for himself. Every time I look at him, he has just so much available in his offshore account. I mean, credit to that Midas.
Is under attack.
He's going to go with the Force. May the Force be with you, Invoker. As they move on through with this smoke. And see if they can catch anyone out. Nearly 30 minutes in here. Oh, Noobs moving forward. Does have a BKB now, so this is good. This is real big for him to try to be able to sustain and be able to live in these fights and not get too isolated. And now they're going to get flanked here. Right in the mid. Oh, got to be careful there. The ward, big damage there on Skywrath Mage, but it's CSO. Moving on to a killing spree. Noobs R Us trying to take down the Pugna. Meanwhile, Centaur does fall. Big slam Echo coming out, but they only take down Visage. Noobs R Us trying to get something done, but it's Goody. The Wolfman moving on through, rips on through, and it's at the point where this Lycanthrope is just tremendously farmed, and they have no answer for him as he just rips through one by one. A buyback now coming out from the Centaur, and this is very troublesome right now. 4 down with a buyback. They breach the high ground. They're putting pressure on this tier 3, and Centaur trying his best to prevent them from sieging out their base. And now a fortification going to be popped up here, trying to get everyone back into live. It was just a sprung trap as Banner Spirit had the upper hand at the start of that one. And now your mid lane racks are going to fall. This is looking very grim right now for Team Tengen. Mind you, it's a best of 3. So if Tengen were to fall, we would be able to move into a second match, and they could try to go for some redemption. But Banner Spirit would love to end this one quickly as they divert their attention over to this bottom lane. They're going right for this tier 3. And there it is. It just falls. Really no strong defense. Chaos Meteor, Deafening Blast, everything they can to try to slow it down. But this is the team that's been thrown together to bring out the biggest pushing power you can ask for. The blast continuing to come out from your Pugna. The heal constantly coming out from your Witch Doctor. Nature's Prophet with the Nature's Attendants, or not Nature's Attendants, the Treants, able to constantly add extra bit of army. Uh-oh, might get caught out. There's your Yules. Looking to fly on forward. Nature's Prophet still lives. They're splitting up the attention there. They do take down the Nature's Prophet, but they want to take another. It is going to be Witch Doctor, so they take down 2 on the way out, but at the price of 2 sets of racks, it is going to take a lot for Team Tengen to come back into this one. And there's your Basher, now complete on your Phanasoion Lycanthrope. So as if his right click wasn't dealing enough. Now things get really, really rough. Team Tengen are going to have little to no answer for this one. It might be getting to that point where they might need to consider an all or nothing here, because with one more big swole push from the north towards the last set of racks, they can conclude this game. And Tengen are really going to need to try to pull out something to bring this one back. And it's not quite at the point where Noobs R Us has the damage to really sweep out with that sleight of fist. We've seen comebacks before in the hands of Team Tinker, I know for sure. Sing Sing playing a fantastic Ember Spirit, building up all that damage, brought the game back for his team with that huge, huge damage output. But Noobs R Us is not quite at that point just yet. And we'll also need to consider saving a portion of that gold for his buyback. But 2,100 gold right now. Ideally pushing forward towards that crit, if possible. And him and Rianoob trying to create some space on their side of the map here, keeping him pressured and back. And Banner Spirit feel pretty confident here. Continuing to build up that bit of farm. 1K already in reserve for Goody. Nature's Prophet, after that Orchid, got his Blink Dagger and add pressure elsewhere and be ever so elusive. Ultimate Orb already picked up. He's going to go right for that Sheep Stick. He actually has a Mystic stack now if he wants it. Visage with Agnum's already complete and 2K gold. Witch Doctor even picks up a Ghost Scepter, so even he is not going to be too threatened from that Ember Spirit. Very nerve-wracking right now for Team Tengen to try to get something done in game number 1 here, but for Earthspirit, they are feeling very, very good. And you know what? I would imagine Earthspirit is going to play it safe. We've got a little bit of time before Roche could potentially be back. They would love to bank on being able to get a hold of that Aegis, put it into the hands of their Lycan, and try to go for the win. And that also might be the last hope chance for Tengen. If they can find an opportunity to really counter back that kind of an engagement, they can jump into the tiny pit with their Echo Slam, with their AoE, and just hope to God they can get a big team fight in their favor. But times are rough here. 2.8k here on Noob, and with a 4-staff though, it's obvious that he's playing a little more defensive and not as offensive as you typically would like. He's not going for your Necro Book. Now he's not going for really a sheep. I mean, Lycan does not have a BKB, so if you could lock him down enough, maybe you can take down the beast, but they don't really have a whole lot to offer. It's more juking and jiving here with these kind of 4-staff grabs and trying to divert attention elsewhere, but you got to remember it's 650 move speed on this Lycan, so you can get away, but you're not going to be going too far. And it looks like he might just bulldoze forward and try to complete his Abyssal. And then do that, move on, get a Roche, and it's going to be nice. Tengen are onto it, though. They have a Force Spirit here. They're looking to scout it out to see when it's going to be coming back up, but it is going to be a little bit longer. And with that smoke grab, this could very well be the offensive play that Tengen might be needing to go for here. Is they've pretty much been on the back foot for the majority of this fight, especially, or majority of this game, especially on the back end of it, as it is now a 7,500 gold lead for Earth. There's your sheepstick now complete. So, does get rough here. The lone BKB holder, or no, they have 2 BKB holders, the Invoker and the Ember, but that leaves the other 3 in thin ice as far as the lockdown that Earth can also put out there. And look at this, he also has an ultimate orb. This could be a potential additional sheepstick to come out here on Pugna. So now Tengen here, barely moving past the river, already gets scouted out. Ooh, this is a big rune.
Damage empowers me.
He has no bottle to hold it in. Instead grabs it and might just use it towards the top lane, but it would be ideal if they can use this in a team fight situation, but the Roche is now back up. They see it here on the side of Tengen. They know what's happening. Lycan's nearby. He could scout it out if he wanted to, but not looking to do it just yet. But this is going to be a pinnacle point here for both teams. Earth, if they can get a hold of this Roche scot-free, this pretty much lays down the mat for them to move on into the Tengen base and just try to put a lid on this game. But for Tengen, if they can find a right opportunity to address them going for this Roche, maybe they can get a good team fight in their favor and try to take this game back. But Earth playing it safe. They smoke up. And actually doesn't look like they're going to use it to go for Roche. Now they see it now. Familiar Birds take out the Forge Spirit. Tengen's nearby. They're also smoked up. This could be a bit of a clash. They don't see Earth in the pit, so they have no idea where they are. They don't see much of them on the map. They only see Nature's Prophet at the top, but they got to be concerned. Where is this Earthspirit team? And they're making a go for the bottom here. The racks are already down, but they're just trying to add pressure there, forcing a couple of them to dump back, and it is Noobs R Us who's going to bite on it. So he is not here in the mix if they do clash. That could be scary. Though he does still have the Remnant. He could come right back into the fray if needed, but this is rough. They're literally surrounding this Earthspirit team from both sides. But during that whole while, Nature's Prophet just kind of side-pushing the top. And Tengen are just left questioning like what the play is. Oh, they're going to see him there. TP and blink over. They see Nurla. Stampede, he's trying to get away. Right-click down to half-life. And they can't quite get a hold of him. The Stampede used defensively to buckle back. now opens the floor for Banner Spirit to move potentially into this Roche pit and go for the Aegis. But Tengen, no. That might be next on their agenda, so they got to consider defending it. And Sunstrike is going to scout him out there. And Treants are also going to look to see who's coming in. Oh boy, here we go. This could be the final play. Oh, Goofy immediately ripped down from the Pugna. Roshan falls. It gets picked up from the Dire. Nature's Prophet sweeps it home, takes down Noobs R Us. Noobs falls, buys back, tries to TP to get back into this fight, but they've already lost 3. And that Aegis picked up, and no one down on Banner Spirit. This is it. At this point, Banner Spirit are just too fast, too strong. And now they can go for the final blow here as they rally together, head towards the north, and look to come in and finish what they started before, taking high ground and going for the Megas. Oh, potential TP in here. Nature's Prophet comes in from behind, catches out Railgun, and that's your Centaur down. He does have buyback, and I imagine he will have to use it here because this is their last defense. As they begin to breach high ground, just a little too far out. Gets easily caught out. There's your buyback. And a slow siege here as they put the illusions in. We want to fight outside the base. Pugna eats a lot of damage here, but that ward is still on the ground. They quickly try to get it out, and they do. They lose Pugna, and Earthspirit, or Ember Spirit rather, goes in, slide of fist. That Mystic Flare not going to be on the mark. Soul Assumption return. Witch Doctor very low, but able to get away. Glacius with the killing spree. Takes down your Skywrath Mage. Now Nurla heavily pressured. Can't quite get enough done, or is not as much as he'd like. BKB going to be forced to pop down here from Noob. Both of them very heavily wounded. They take down Nature's Prophet, but he buys back. He'll be able to come right back in, but it's all Vanasoyon. It's all goody. It's all Lycan here as he continues to wipe the floor of Team Tengen. Pops out the health and quickly takes down Noob, and that's going to be your good game. Tengen have had enough. A very, very strong start from them. Ember Spirit going 10-1 at the beginning of this game, but it was all Lycanthrope here. Building in great farm, and their push was just way too much to handle. An impressive play from Banner Spirit in game number 1, but this is a best-of-3 series. Tengen will look to come back in game 2 and try to take it to a number 3, and for Banner Spirit, they want to take it home and move on to next round and match up against Root Gaming here and get that much closer to the Summit online stages. This is Beyond the Summit, of course, bringing you the coverage. I am Dakota. You can catch me over on Twitter at CoddleGuy. Please make sure you hang around. We got another match coming up shortly. Be back in just a hot second, folks.